Hi, it's me. I'm just doing a quick video. I was meant to do something about pulmonary embolisms, which I was just diagnosed with the beginning of December 1st. Just really quickly, just kind of giving a recap of what the signs and symptoms are of blood clots. I had a blood clot in my lung again called a pulmonary embolism, and the one I had was called a saddle. So basically it sat on top of my lungs and exploded. It went into both lungs and also put a strain in my heart. So they said my clot had been sitting there for a little bit, but I just happened to get the symptoms later on. So basically, if you follow my Instagram and Facebook, I put the postings up about what the signs and symptoms are. So if you want to actually look at them, you can follow my Instagram, and I have updates and all of that stuff. The signs and symptoms are shortness of breath, which is what I had. I basically just walked down a hall, and it's like I ran. I was breathing really hard. Chest pain or discomfort, especially if it worsens when you take a deep breath, cough down, or lie. I really didn't have any chest pain or discomfort, so I was lucky I didn't have that. Feeling lightheaded or dizzy or fainting. A couple times I did feel lightheaded a little bit. I was like, that's weird. Maybe I just walked a little bit too fast or got up too fast. Fast or irregular heart rate or a rapid pulse. That's what I had also. So when I would walk down the hall, walk to my car, my heart would be racing and I'd be breathing really hard. Again, like I ran to the car, and I didn't. I just walked. Coughing or coughing up blood. I didn't have that. Last one, some people experience severe anxiety or feel like something is really wrong. I have anxiety, so that was probably just anxiety, what I had going on. Basically, ways that you can get blood clots. Again, I had it in my lungs. They believe it started in my pelvis, which is weird because most blood clots start in the leg or in the arms, but mine was in the pelvis. But it says basically you may have a history of blood clots in your family. So I had to get a genetic blood test. I'm still never heard the results. I'm going to ask them on Wednesday when I go down there. If you've been confined to a bed or hospital, in a hospital or home after surgery or due to illness or paralysis. So basically if you've been on bed rest, which I hadn't been. So if you're just sitting all day and don't at least get up a couple times, then you're at risk. And get up and move if you've been sitting on for a long time or traveling in a long time on a plane, train, or car. Stand up, walk, stretch your legs every 2 to 3 hours. So I don't travel. I have no life. I haven't been on a plane in 7 years. So basically they're saying if you're on a long car ride, long plane ride, train ride, whatever, every couple hours or whatever, even every hour, just get up. Even if you can't walk around, just get up, kind of move your legs a little bit just to get some circulation. Or they even said people have compression socks that they wear to help with blood clots. So that makes me scared because it's like I already have the blood clots. I'm at double the risk now of getting another one. If I have a kid or if I go on a plane, whatever, I'm on blood thinners, so I can't really get a blood clot. I'm on blood thinners. But in the future, if I do travel, I have to possibly think about wearing compression socks and stuff like that to prevent anything from happening. And then lastly, one here says maintain a healthy weight. My weight's a little up there, but they said they didn't really think that caused it. Don't smoke. Big one, smoking. Quit smoking to help reduce risk and prevent blood clots. The big one is medications that you're taking. Because if you're taking medications, the big one, birth control, which I was on for 2 years, without any issue though. I started taking other medication. I took another medication for a week, which I forgot about. I took 20 pills in 1 week. So I don't know if that medication caused it. Or I was taking medication for my knee because of my student hurting my knee, and I was out of work for 3 weeks. So I don't know. Usually with the medication, you get a blood clot if it matches with any of these symptoms. Any of these causes. So if I was taking medications and then just went on a New York to LA flight and back and didn't stand up, I'm at risk. When I was off for 3 weeks with my knee, if I had just been laying in bed the whole time, that's a risk. So they're just confused because I don't meet any of those risks. I did a full blood test. I had a good blood test. A couple numbers were high, but nothing off the charts where I would be at risk. So they told me basically to get off any medication I was on, which was the medication for my knee and then my birth control. So they're leaning more toward the birth control because that is more of a risk, but at the same time they were like, but you don't smoke or anything. It usually goes hand in hand. So honestly, they don't really know what caused it. 35 years, no health issues, and then this happens. So I have to worry about this for the rest of my life. And I believe everyone should worry about it. I have heard of blood clots before, and it kind of freaked me out. But I was like, okay, well, I'm not at risk. I don't travel. I'm not on bed rest. I didn't just have an injury. I have a couple friends that just had surgery, and they had to automatically go on blood thinners because they did have surgery and they were going to be resting. So I just thought I would get that word out there. The site that I look at, it's called stoptheclot.org. And then I just went on another page called like Blood Clot Recovery or something like that. Sorry, I don't have that information on me. But basically it's for people who had blood clots and what to do about it and how you're going to recover. So basically they mention the side effects from blood thinners, which for women is very heavy cycles. I'm in the middle of that right now. It's not as bad as I thought, but it definitely affects your cycle. So you could have very heavy 1 to 2 week periods because of the blood thinners. And then also, like I mentioned in another video and on my social media, I have to be very careful not to get cut, bruised, cannot do any high impact activity, which I don't anyway, like riding motorcycles, roller skating, ice skating, skiing, snowboarding, anything where I could have a hard fall. And that makes me at risk for my job because my student, I have to eventually chase after him sometimes, especially at PE. I'm at risk of falling and hitting something really hard. I've almost tripped multiple times, and obviously I hurt my knee. And let's say he's careless with a pair of scissors. I can get cut and I'm gonna have heavy bleeding. Any cut I get, it's gonna take longer to heal. Any bruise, I bruised my leg like the first week I got back. I hit the corner of something. It took 2 weeks for the bruise to go away. I actually still have a little bit of purple color to the bruise. It's flattened out, but definitely if you get a bruise, that's gonna be there for a couple weeks at least. Whereas before, it might go away after a few days. So that's also something you gotta look out for. And then also what they told me was that I should get a medical bracelet because right now I'm in the clear. I'm on blood thinners, my breathing is good, but you're at risk at any time for, your blood thickening up, and you might be at risk for a clot. So they want you to wear like a medical bracelet just in case you pass out. 99.9% of the time, most likely that's not going to happen, but they want it just in case. Like my oxygen, I got it December 3rd. I haven't used it in a couple weeks. I had to break it out last night. I kind of overdid. I was kind of rushing around. I was like, oh, okay, I'm a little bit winded. Not like bad shortness of breath, but I was a little bit winded. So I had to bust out the oxygen for the first time in 2 weeks. Wore it for a couple minutes. I was like, oh, okay, I did a little bit too quickly. So I am glad I'm not going back to work because there's no way I could be walking around campus for 7 hours. I'm just doing like little quick trips here and there, like to the doctor mostly, and then quick trip to Walmart, quick trip to here, really, literally in and out 15-20 minutes. So I'm not draining myself out. And yeah, that's about it. If you want to follow my teaching journey, obviously my pulmonary embolism recovery, just follow my social media. It's all on there. And hopefully you guys pay attention to any medication that you're on, anything. So yeah, just pay attention. If you notice anything for yourself or a relative, just remember what I talked about. So that's it for now, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.